Are gay men even more misogynistic than straight men? Hi everybody. There's this big old rumor floating around that gay men are even more misogynistic than straight men. Honestly, a lot of it can be traced back to Rose McGowan saying so publicly in an interview like last year. Something she actually apologized for and said is completely untrue after, but nobody cared. Feminist blogs and clickbait media took it and ran with it, and I have already debunked the common narrative that they talk about that they invented, and I did that in another video. But in this one, I'm going to take apart piece by piece what women define as misogyny and see if it applies more or less to gay men than straight men. I first looked at an article on Psychology Today entitled 12 Ways to Spot a Misogynist, which was written by a woman with a PhD, so it's a bit more reliable than the average fourth wave feminist who writes a blog that has an undergraduate English degree or whatever. I'm not going to go through the entire list because it would take a while, but it should be of note that 6 out of the 12 psychological signs of a misogynist, according to a woman with a PhD, refers to things that men do in romantic settings or relationships. So it's looking like gay men are already at a severe disadvantage in being more misogynistic at this point because they are disqualified from half of the misogynistic signs. Unless you are one of these idiots that assume gay men are gay because they simply hate women. Next, I searched for are gay men more misogynistic than straight men, and of course I came up with that awful article written by that Shawn Fey Queen for Broadly. I would really like to give that little fucker a piece of my mind someday because he is a traitor to the male species. Then everything else practically led back to Rose McGowan from that thing she already apologized about, but like I said, this is really just clickbait rumor mill nonsense from fourth wave feminism. However, next I went on Quora and was delighted to find that the top answer was from a lesbian named Erica Friedman, who seems to be about late 40s or so, and she's a lesbian icon, apparently, and she went into detail about how this is clearly not true. In her words, at the end of her entry, she said, "My point is misogyny as expressed by an active distaste for women, anger against them, frustration at having privilege over them taken away, active efforts to silence women, keep them subservient, scared, helpless, pregnant, lacking resources, is way, way more common among straight men." Who would have ever thought? Wow. And none of the other top answers said that gay men were more misogynistic than straight men, though a few people had to virtue signal that it could be possible because privilege, of course, or something. Next, I found an article where rapper Azealia Banks was saying something about it, but she is a certifiable crazy person who has basically talked major trash about like every group of people imaginable. And I'm saying that because I'm actually a fan and I like crazy shit talkers. So, enough said, moving on. I then found this rather nice article written by a woman named Kate Conway that was pretty balanced, where she basically called bullshit on the whole narrative, saying that sure, maybe misogyny happens from gay men, but not because of anything particular to gay men, but because there's assholes from every group. And she doesn't seem to think it's because gay guys are misogynists so much. In fact, she seems to think that isn't really true. I'll actually link this one in the description because it seems like the most reasonable personal account from a woman who seems to identify as a feminist. But just for fun, let's look at what everyday feminism has to say about different types of misogynists, because they are literally the worst blog on the internet and also one of the most popular blogs, so we can see where a lot of feminists are getting their information from. This article is called 10 Types of Misogynists We All Need to Know About and Then Call Out, and it was published in November of last year. They basically just list a whole bunch of things that women do as much as men, if not more. So I'll just list them. 1. Manterrupters, which I guess is a Frankenstein abomination of a word for men who interrupt. Okay, come on. Bullshit. Women interrupt all the fucking time. Go to hell. This does not apply to gay men or straight men because it's not something that men do more than women in general at all, so shut up. Number 2. Emotional labor dodgers. She describes men who will receive emotional labor from women and won't return the favor. So maybe this happens sometimes with men, but aren't gay men supposed to be famous for being good to hang out with when women are in emotional times? Like, if a woman breaks up with a boyfriend, isn't it customary to take her out to a gay bars? That's what I thought. 3. The man spreader. Fuck off. Men sit with their legs apart because they have junk. so shut up. But for the record, I think gay men tend to be a little bit more nervous in public situations out of fear of homophobia, so they are less likely to sit with their legs wide and take up space than straight men. So, 4. The Gautier, or man babies and accidental manipulators. So basically, she heard one song and she decided that this is something because women apparently never accidentally manipulate or act like babies that need to be taken care of. I'll skip this one again because fuck off. Number 5. Unauthorized advice givers. Again, women do this all the time. All the time. Fuck off. Skip. Number 6. The mansplainer. Fuck off. Women are extremely condescending in many arenas. Very commonly. Fuck off. Go to hell. Number 7. Manarchists, activists, and progressives. Frankenstein abomination words. This one obviously refers to dudes that pretend to have radical politics to get laid. This is clearly talking about straight men, so yeah. Number 8. Racist sexualizers. People who fetishize races. Again, this applies equally to women, so shut up. Number 9. Cis sexists. She says that negating somebody's gender identity is inherently related to misogyny. Because reasons. Fuck off. Number 10. Fetishizers of non-consensual pain. Okay, this one is seriously just insane because she talks about having strep throat and that people said she sounded sexy. So somehow that was, like, misogynist? I give up. This person just needs a shrink. Like, seriously. But, sadly, if you look at the world through problem glasses and sincerely believe that these things are signs of misogyny like they say they are, then yeah, feminists can use their twisted little imaginations to think that maybe gay men really are misogynists. Because with proof like blogs like these, and the fact that Rose McGowan and Azealia Banks once said something about it that got repeated like 500 times online, well, it doesn't matter how many more reputable sources say it isn't like this. You can invent whatever fantasy you want in your head. And then, fourth wave feminists can preemptively attack gay men on the internet and say all sorts of nasty things about us because it's trending in media. And then if gay men do anything back, they say, hey, fuck off, cunt. Then there's proof. Oh god, gay guys are misogynists because they got mad. So, congratulations, fourth wave feminism, for perpetuating hatred against my, demographic of people, despite how many rational people have tried to stop you. Even Rose McGowan herself, when she tried to apologize, you've still successfully spread a cultural rumor. But I don't buy it for a fucking minute, of course, because I'm not a self-hater. Like my video and subscribe if you aren't a self-hater either. Thank you.